Very good. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, everyone. Really appreciate it. Okay? Shalu's taking donations tonight. I'm kidding. Anyways, this is Shalu. You want to tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Yes. I'm Shalu. I'm a master consultant with the International Institute of Health, Training Institute of Health.
No,
my business is Lotus Life Health. My website was just launched, so lotuslife.health. Go check it out. And if you find any errors, let me know. But no, I'm so excited to finally launch the website. I was certified in June of 2021, and my life has never been better. Everything changed, and all for the better. When I took the course, I had no idea, what I was stepping into. I was just talking to a gentleman here,
That doesn't sound so good. What I was stepping into.
I had no idea, honestly.
A bunch of BS. Okay,
yes,
I got it.
Dysfunctional belief systems that I was bringing with me.
Okay.
That got shaken out of me, and I'm so grateful for that. So, like I said, if it's your first time, put your seatbelts on because we're going for a ride.
Yeah, we are. And just to understand something, that's what we were talking about this afternoon. We did a consultation for 10 people together. And the reality is, if you just looked at this like an adventure, I'm serious. What do you mean an adventure? You don't know what my life's like. My life is hell. And that's only because you keep on telling the same story. Remember something, okay? When you got here, before you got here, when you're in the womb, your parents were telling the story, and they weren't telling a good one, were they? Let's be honest. Our parents were screwed up. God loved them. They did the best they could. Somebody's got to stop the family curse. Somebody's got to stop the curse on this planet. And I'm telling you right now, everything is about the story. Everybody here tells the story determined on their belief systems. And they're not even your belief systems. But you tell the story. Right? You tell the story. Remember something. You're the writer. You're the director now. You're the producer. You're the leading star. You get to decide whether this is going to be an adventure where you get to be the hero, or every day you come up feeling like a zero. And that's it. There is only one true terrorist, and that's you. And then you're going to say to me, you don't know what's going on in the world. I love the world. I love my world. Okay? I have not stopped using my imagination. We've been traveling continually now for 6 months. I closed down Ixtapa World Healing and Training Center to do this because we want to reopen up a new clinic in Puerto Rico and a university. Do you understand? So never stop dreaming. Make sure you go dust off your passion, your purpose, and find your gift. That's really what it's about. And a lot of you are going to go, what does he know? I got to go to work. I got to make money. I got to pay a mortgage. Well, guess what? Keep telling yourself that story. We think outside the box with everything. There is nothing that I was told that I believe in. And understand something. You need to get this. And I mean this in the most loving way. Anything that the majority does, I will not even listen to. The majority of the population are ill. The majority of the population have sick beliefs. The majority of the population are programmed. Go home, take your clothes off, see if you like your body. Go home, sit quietly with yourself and see if you like the thoughts you have. Because they're not your thoughts. And it's not your body. It's not your body until it's your thoughts. And it's never going to be your thoughts until you can crack the coconut and go in there and get rid of every belief that dishonors and disrespects you. Okay? And I'm telling you that right now. Is there music on?
Oh.
Can we kill the music until later? All right? Okay, I want to do this differently because I don't want to preach at everyone. I really don't want to preach at everyone. I'd like to put a chair, just turn that chair around, then you won't be on view. But I'd like to turn the chair around, and I'd like to get more personal about maybe things that you would like to know. But just know this. You don't know much. You don't know much. You're never going to know much if you listen to your family, if you listen to your neighbors, if you listen to people. You're not going to know them. You're not going to know much. Let me tell you something. How much struggle is in your family? How much suffering is in your family? How much sickness is in your family? It doesn't have to be there. Believe it or not, you're all addicted to the suffering. You're all addicted we all are addicted to the suffering. We've been programmed for it. You got to get this. The brain is only as intelligent as the beliefs. You're as only as sick as your beliefs. You're as only as smart as your beliefs. You're as only as rich as your beliefs. There was one time my father told me that you're going to have to work hard all your life to make it. And I tell you, I threw that out the door by the time I was around 28, 29 years old. And I'll tell you, ever since then, it all changes. You change your mind, you change everything. Because it's not your mind. 1 out of 10,000 people will actually be enlightened on this planet. 1 out of 10,000. Tell me that the herd isn't headed for the wrong place. With 86 to 92% of the population, depending where you go in Canada, having an autoimmune disease, that means that you are dying. You do know that, right? Autoimmune disease. But there's people in here that have 1, 2, and 3, and they consider themselves well if they're not in the hospital. The definition is wrong. People actually believe that they are healthy, okay, even if they're 10 and 20 and 30 and even 40 pounds overweight now. That's 10 pounds of infection and inflammation. How can you even live with that? Like, it doesn't make you grumpy? It doesn't disturb you? It doesn't ruin your relationships with your children, your husband, your wife, and everybody else? Oh no, you're just really happy. That's right. You're happy when you're bloated. You're happy when you've got gas. You're happy when you've got heartburn. You're happy when you've got arthritis, colitis. You're happy with your migraines. You're happy when you're exhausted. Listen, you're not. But guess what? The majority of the population is suffering with this, so it's normal. I'm going to prove to everything that there's nothing normal out there. Like I said, if you watch my stuff, I'll be 67 years old. Try to keep up with me. My father passed away before 55, so did my mother. My father got leukemia 3 times. First time we got rid of it in 3 weeks. You don't want to believe me? I've got the documents to prove it. 3 weeks, and when he came and he landed from the plane, he had cold sores on his lips. The whites of his eyes were orange-yellow. Marcel, is that the truth? It's my brother. Yeah. Where is he? Dr. Marcel Wolf back here. Marcel put him on a plane in Halifax. I picked him up, okay, in Toronto, right? Yeah. And I picked him up in Toronto. And that's where I had my clinic at the time. And it took us 3 weeks, okay, from him like this, in a wheelchair, okay, and they said he had how long to live, Marcel? 2 weeks? Yeah. They said there's no sense in him leaving the hospital. He'll be dead in 2 weeks. Now, my father, we got rid of the leukemia. Trust, he was tested for it. Wasn't there. We have the pictures. Okay, so understand something. Guess what? The leukemia came back, what, Marcel? About a year and a half?
Yeah,
year later.
I told him, I said, Dad, you got no room for error.
Yeah, no room for error. You listen to this, you know what? You ever notice something? 3 times and you're out. I had cancer once, and then I got rid of it. And then guess what? You went and triggered it emotionally. Everybody who gets the cancer back, it was an emotional trigger. Okay? So the second time. The third time you get it, you are on the edge of the knife, baby. Okay? You didn't learn to change your brain, to rearrange things, to learn how to love yourself. You know what? God love your family, but most of your family wants you to hurt. Why? Because they're hurting. Do hurt people hurt people? Let me tell you something. Family's everything. No, it's not. No, it's not. You need to become everything. And if you became everything and you had unconditional love and care for yourself, your children would love and care for themselves. And when they go out, they wouldn't make these stupid decisions. They wouldn't lose their gender. They wouldn't lose their virginity. Okay, they wouldn't lose their mind in becoming a landmine and drinking and drugs. Because what happens is we tell them that we unconditionally love them, and then we judge the living hell out of them. Because we judge ourselves, we judge each other, we judge our children, and our children go, I need a new family. And because they're desperate for love, and you did promise them unconditional love when they first got here, they didn't forget that. But then when they started to walk and talk and they started to act like you, they got punished. You didn't know that they were mirroring you and your partner to try to teach you, okay, how to love yourself. That was your second chance. And then if you have another child, there's your third and your fourth and your fifth. You keep on giving it a good crack. And most of you are just having children. Please don't get me wrong here. You're going to love me or hate me tonight. But you have children because you're still trying to fill up your heart. If you were to love, honor, and respect yourself, okay, you would be bringing the spirit into the world to get higher learning, not to fill your heart. We have children to fill up our broken hearts because guess what? When we were younger, we were everything. Oh, come on. We could spit on mommy, daddy. We could poop. We could burp. We could fart. We could keep them up all night. But as soon as we start to walk and talk and we're acting like mom and dad, do we get punished? The whole thing is a setup. Mothers and fathers are beautiful. But they were given a hammer and say, go tighten the screw. And nobody can do that. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that there's a whole world of opportunity out there. What do you think, Shalou?
You know,
You got to go close.
I hear you saying, you know, what's normal. Well, you know, there's a big difference between what's normal and what's natural. Do we ever consider that? Naturally, our bodies are made to heal. Naturally, our bodies are powerful. Naturally, the power is within us.
How many of you are on drugs? You know, you tell your kids not to do it, but you're on it. Okay? Not one, not two, but maybe three. Because the medical system says if you're 10 years old, get them on one. 22, if they're 30 on 3, if they're 40 on 4, don't believe me, go ask your doctor. That's what they're told. So understand, and they also want you to have 3 implants of some sort before you leave the planet. That's the goal. So let's understand something. If you picked your medical doctor to be your healthcare worker, don't ask why your family's in emergency care all the time. Anybody that's a drug dealing, knife wielding, mustard gas, radiation expert, why would you go? So understand something. There's a wake-up call that needs to happen everywhere here. Okay? When a child has a fever, all the child needs is a warm water enema, and 5 minutes later it's gone. But no, why don't you just freak out, give it aspirin, okay? And understand, Bayer aspirin, does anybody know who started First World War and Second World War? Bayer, okay? Their containment centers are where 80% of all medical care came from, Nazi Germany. Listen to me, it's not about anger, it's about waking up. We come down here and we're being tested. Can we wake up? Can we feed our spirit? Can we rise? Nobody's coming to save you, but the choices you make. The choices you make. And guess what? Most of you will never, ever make the grade. Shalou, do you want to tell them why?
Because no one ever teaches us how to love ourselves. No one teaches us to connect with ourselves. Look at all the distractions in the world. You know, we're just running all the time to pay the bills, to get, you know, keep up with the Joneses, to get the nicest car, the biggest house. When do we ever take the time? You know, ask anyone, what do you want?
And look how guilty you, I don't need it. Look how guilty you make your family feel when they start trying to love and care for themselves. You think I'm kidding? You start to exercise, you want to lose weight, you want to start eating differently. Oh, you go ahead, honey. And then as soon as you start to get your groove on, you start to get a little bit of sexy going. Who is he? Were you really at yoga class? You know, the reality is that I know that my family loves me, but if I try to break away from the family belief systems, the subconscious is going to move in and try to pull me back. Tell me that that's never happened in your family. You tried to rise, you tried to become more, and guess what? Boom! As soon as they said, oh, you go ahead and do that, because the subconscious is not fearful. Remember, it's not your family's heart. It's not their spirit that stops you. It's the subconscious. How many people know that you're only in the present moment 2% of the day? That's 99% of all the population is only in the present moment 2% of the day. So how many people are actually going to heal themselves? They're not going to. They might turn the burner down a little bit, but how many people are actually going to make a change? Listen, whether you want to believe this or not, you will never reach your potential on this planet unless you're going to go hardcore brainwash boot camp. Unless you're going to go in and brainwash yourself or get someone to brainwash you that you deserve everything and that you need to demand it and that you need to hold the line and that you need to unconditionally love yourself no matter what your family thinks. Oh, you're so selfish. It's all about you. Yes, it is. And if it isn't going to be, I'm not going to make it. I am not going to be sick anymore. And guess what? It is all about me. And understand, I don't sell selfishness. I sell centering yourself into yourself and holding the line. And then guess what? The rest of the family will follow because they'll see the light. They will see the light. But understand, if somebody wants to change their life, they've got to hold the line for 9 months to a year. That means that you're going to be bantered and bullied by your family, your friends, and even the system out there. I could give a crap. You know what? I've been so tested. Anybody hear about Marketplace, how they came after me? You know, they said I murder people, I steal their money. Well, where are they? You know, they spent, I hope you know, they spent almost $250,000 of taxpayers' money, your money, to try to destroy my business. And you know what they did? They made me stronger. They made me stronger. I go where I want and I do what I want. Because guess what? That's what they do. They want you to fear. Okay, they tell you we're going to do this to you. We're going to knock the door down and steal your kids. Yeah, try. You know, the reality is this, okay? It's most of your fault now because guess what? You do have choices. I know that, are you ready for this? 92% of the food in a supermarket is fake food and toxic and it causes autoimmune diseases. You only have 8% of the food in a supermarket. You only have 25 to 30% of the food in a health food store. You have 100% in a garden. Okay, so you got to learn to grow your own garden, or you got to learn to go to the farmer, and you got to learn to look at nature's foods. You've got to learn about a whole plant-based diet. You know what? Stop bringing the garbage into the house. Okay? Well, if it wasn't for the kids, that's right. When the kids go to bed, mom and dad eat more junk than the kids do. And the only reason why we buy junk for the kids, and do you love this one? Aw, you've been so good. Mommy's going to give you a poisonous treat and kill you. There's not a time that you give your child a treat that it isn't cancer causing almost. Think about that. And that's the truth. So understand something. You know that. But you don't know it because the subconscious is 90% of the brain, and whatever you were programmed with from 0 to 7, you're still running it unless you want to go to brain boot camp. And that means that we crack open the coconut and you get to take a look at belief systems, and then we remove those, okay? Doesn't matter if it came from mom, dad, the church, the school, we're getting rid of them. You are going to go in and make prominent, dominant beliefs that are based on 100% unconditional love and care for yourself. And if you do that, you will heal from any disease, any condition, so fast it'll make your head spin. But here's the deal. You've been so programmed that guess what? How many people here, just close your eyes and think about, I'm going to unconditionally, totally love myself, forgive myself of every sin I supposedly did, every failure I supposedly made, and most of you will have a little vision come really fast, you're going to hell. Meanwhile, hell is actually being the sinner, the failure. Let me tell you something. Not one of you, there's not one person in here that has not done their very best at loving their family and caring for their family on this planet. And when you've done something, okay, even if it's so-called broke the law or your family's upset with you, you're in survival mode. That's all. You're in survival mode. Okay? When I did drugs when I was younger, I was in survival mode. I was told that I wasn't good enough. Who in the hell would love me? So I want to be something else. I know if I do drugs, I'm going to become someone else. Right? Okay, and then also, you know, we were so poor that I would go to soccer, and then I would take my soccer bag, okay, and then I would go to, what was that place called? Wilco? Anyways, it was in Halifax, and I'd go steal shit. And then I'd bring it home. And then I'd tell my mother that somebody else steals it, and I could buy these things cheap. I was in survival mode. I wanted to be the hero for the family. The world makes us into things that we don't like because it minimizes us by these toxic beliefs. I know that I can have anything I want. A lot of people are thinking you can't have much anymore because of all the things they're doing. I have more now than I've ever had in my whole life. My business expanded, and you can ask Lori, by 10 times during COVID, and I didn't feed off of COVID and go buy my products or you'll die. All I was doing was selling unconditional love and telling everybody to mind their own business and just yawn in front of these systems. Just yawn. Who cares? Ignore them. Don't get angry. Don't get upset, because then you're going to get depressed, and then they won. The thing that you do to fight back is wear a slight smile, is connect to your breath and live your dreams. That's what it's all about. Remember something, you keep saying, those you have children, what most people do, I just want the best for my children, then you better be the best. And that be the best, then what do you have to become, Shalou?
You have to become the hero of your story. You have to. You have to dig deep, and you have to just stand in your power and be the light. Because that's the example that the kids need. You know, when I went for the course, I had no idea. I had 4 other grown adults in the house. I didn't know if they were going to catch on or not. But all I knew is I had to save myself.
Well, they didn't catch on. You came home and you blew the house up.
I did.
Why don't you walk through it a little bit so they know that it's not an easy task?
It's not, because I was the fun house. I was the fun aunt. All the chips, all the candy, all the pop was at my house. And when I came back, I said, we don't buy pop anymore. We don't buy chips anymore. There's no more quiet coming down the stairs, opening the door, grabbing the skip order and going back to your room to eat it anymore. And it was not easy, but I had to hold the line.
And what about family communication? Has that changed, or is it still the same communication?
Oh my God. Oh my God. We laugh. We have so much fun. And I mean, it's not like people don't disagree, but when we do, we actually talk it through because we don't take it personal. Whereas before, everyone's hurt. And when you say something, the person gets defensive because they're hurt. Whereas now we come from a place of understanding. Okay, I'm not here. I'm hearing what you're saying, but I'm not understanding it. Can you explain it better? And so we actually take the time to understand instead of just getting hurt, and then you got 2 people that are hurt just poking back at each other, and it's not a good scene.
All we want you to do is to leave here tonight and totally say, I'm going to work on one thing to the point where I never have to forgive myself for anything again. Forgiveness sucks. Let me tell you something. You go practice forgiveness if you hate a bunch of people and a bunch of things like, oh, I hate broccoli. Well, then forgive yourself for hating the broccoli, would you? Poor little broccoli, okay? It's not its fault that it doesn't taste well in your mouth. The reality is just think of all the times you say the word hate. Think about it. You think about it. And then how about this? Canadians. Oh my gosh. That's the one thing, you know, I'm a Canadian, but the one thing you guys moved from sorry to I'm so sorry. From COVID, you're so sorry. Now you're so sorry. Yeah, well, guess what? You just kissed your ass goodbye. You kissed it all goodbye. You go do all the protests you want. The protest you don't do is I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. This is my planet. This is my life. Damn it. I'm standing here and it's mine. And how do you fight back? Well, look at your cupboards. You're not fighting back. Look at your fridge. You're not fighting back. You're not fighting back with unconditional love. Look at the crap you bring into your house. How's the alcohol going? How's it flowing in there? Oh, I need a drink every night, man. I got to bring myself down. Look who I live with. The reality is it's living with yourself that's so hard, but it's not yourself, it's belief systems you've been dragging like toilet paper on the back of your heels since you were 7 years old. Whether you want to believe it or not, I can't figure this out, but so far I'm leaning towards that my spirit is from God, but I really believe that the brain was manipulated by aliens or by someone. No, you listen to this. Hold on a second. Then why is it so hard for you to love yourself? Why is it so hard for you to use your imagination? I could lose everything financially tonight and I'll have it all back within a few weeks, in a few months. Why is it so hard for you to go and find your gift and your purpose and your passion and go live with that and then give that gift to the world? Why do you believe that you have to go have a job, just a job, and go struggle because that's what life is all about? And why do you believe that the person who suffers the most in the family loves the family the most? These are all just built-in programs. You need to understand that. You need to stop right now. You need to love yourself right now. You need to forgive yourself till you don't have to. Hey, if you make a mistake, observe it. Don't judge it. If you judge, you're going to burn. But if you don't judge and you observe it and go, how can I do better next time? Okay, you're going to learn. And if you feel like you hurt someone, apologize. Don't say you're sorry. Don't ever say that word again. Watch how many times you say it. And the more times you say you're sorry, that is how low of a vibrational being you are. That's how low. I'm telling you the God's truth. You don't have to believe it. You can get pissed off at me. You don't have to like me. You can hate me. But don't hate Shalou because she's not telling me what to say. But the reality is I am going to love every one of you anyway. It is not your fault that you're in pain. It is not your fault that you're suffering. But I'm telling you right now, it's your responsibility to go in and rewire this. Understand that, okay? The only reason why every country was affected differently from COVID is because every country thinks differently. The only reason why Canada is going down the drain is because everybody thinks differently. But as Canadians, we always said, well, what can I do about it? We always did. We always did. I'll tell you, you don't have to do anything. Your greatest protest is unconditionally loving and caring for yourself and only buying things that are going to bring you up, your light. When you look at something, do you say, will this nourish me or just fill me? Don't ever say again, hey, let's eat. Let's nourish. Okay, don't say, honey, are you full? What is he, a garbage can? Burp, fart, and then he falls asleep on the couch, and then there's another exciting night. Here.
Oh, sure. Leave me with that.
No, yeah. Well, you're... Norm? Are you awake?
We talk about forgiveness, and for me, that was the hardest part, was to forgive myself. We're so angry at everyone else. We're angry at the world. How dare they treat me that way? How dare they do this? How dare they do that? Don't they know they're hurting me? Yet, they don't do anything that we don't allow them to do. And I had to look at myself and forgive myself for allowing people to treat me in that manner. So then you go, well, why did I allow that to happen? Well, because I had so much feelings of unworthiness. That's how I filled up my heart. If it doesn't matter if they disrespect me, at least they gave me a hug and they love me. It doesn't matter that, they're saying hurtful things, because they did. They do love me, We just keep making these, exactly.
Everybody loves you at the level they can.
Yeah.
My mother didn't love me. Well, guess what? Your mother didn't love herself, but she did everything she could. It killed her to try to figure it out. They never gave her the proper strategies or tools. And understand this. We're only talking, okay? You're not going to like this. 1 out of 1,000 people know how to love. 1 out of 10,000 people will actually finish this game properly on this planet. And that's it. And whether you want to believe this or not, this is a training ground, okay? Because the universe is full of different planets, different species. You can believe it or not, but Go ahead, believe we're the only ones. That whatever you need to do, whatever, go ahead. But the reality is I believe that we are, on a universal level, we are low vibrational beings because we eat and we poop. But that doesn't mean that we don't deserve, because I believe that we deserve everything and we can have everything. And the only way that you're going to rise universally and blow yourself off of this training camp here called Planet Earth, a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure if you got the rules. Or, guess what? You can just struggle like everybody else. Okay? I am not going to struggle with you. I am not going to suffer with you, but I will be there by your side, shoulder to shoulder, anytime that you want to rise, anytime you want to change, any time that you want to say, this is enough, I'm going to unconditionally love myself and I will be the light for the family. And I don't care if my husband or my wife get in my face anymore. I am going to give what I deserve, everything. And understand something. You don't get what you deserve on this planet. You get what you demand. And guess what? If you feel that you don't deserve because you're a little sinner or a failure, then it's never coming to you. Never. When you're putting frequencies out into the universe, you will get what you want. I've proven it. I've proven it. And I'll tell you something right now. Everybody who takes my courses, and this is not about you taking my courses, but the reality is this: if you don't want to go to some brainwash boot camp and go intense, then you just buckle up because it's not getting any better. But guess what? Guess what though? So how's things with you and Harry? Well, you know, he's not hitting me anymore. Well, yeah, because he's too old. He can't get his arm up. The reality is people do not change unless they're going to go hardcore. Hardcore. And understand something. Somebody that beats people up is somebody that was beat up. Okay? Understand. Somebody that's depressed is somebody that has anxiety all the time because there's no depression. Somebody that you say, okay, oh, she's shy. No, it's not that she's shy. And we say that about little kids. They're not shy. They lack confidence because the parents do. So now you say it right in front of the kid, I'm shy. So the kid grows up shy and never finds its genius. We got to label everyone. Oh, he's on the spectrum. Are you like out of your skull? It's sugar, it's flour, it's dairy, no essential fatty acids, no, constipation, okay, and anxiety and fighting in the house. That's what it is. So there's a disease. Every new disease that you hear about doesn't really exist. Okay? And there are no diseases. There are just symptoms. Wait a minute. There are no symptoms. There's signals of your body saying, why can't you just make better choices? Why can't you just love me? I am going to give you pain. I'm going to give you swelling. I'm going to give you stiffness. I'm going to give you redness. I'm going to give you headaches, arthritis. I'm going to give you cancer. I'm going to give you swelling of your feet. I am going to give you a fibroid. I'm going to give you cysts, which are pus pockets on your ovaries, or would you rather ovarian cancer? The reality is there's no old age either. It's all scar tissue. You know, what about this? Come on, what do you think this is? That's scar tissue. You can reverse it. There's no bone on bone. Do you know how many people come to us with bone on bone in their hips, in their knees, in their spine? We offer a money-back guarantee. They're not going to surgery. Now, how can we do it? Because you're amazing. Because as soon as you stop terrorizing yourself, as soon as you allow us to go in and take that scar tissue and open it up and allow the force of life, which is blood and lymph and your spirit energy in, right in front of your eyes, scar tissue turns right back into connective tissue. Let me tell you something. If you think I'm cocky, I give a money-back guarantee. We'll see who's cocky. I've been doing it since I was 28 years old. Understand that. So if I was fraudulent, okay, or something like that, you know, for a guy who rips people off, I give a money-back guarantee on consultations, a money-back guarantee on treatments. Okay? So understand that. So you can actually get a consultation from me. Oh, and right now it's like $150, and then there's lifetime support. Yeah, he's ripping everybody off. Do you understand that I live, and I live for this? I need everyone. Just think if everybody had unconditional love for themselves, and you didn't have any addictions to abuse, abuse of foods, abuse of relationships. How am I doing? You don't know it, but guess what? Everybody here who's a couple, you trigger each other. You have the same damn fights all the time. Why don't you record it on the calendar and you'll find out, wow, we actually do that 3 times a week and we've been tracking for a month and every week we're doing the same thing. Take a look at the children, take a look at everybody in your family and calendar track them, and everybody's running a program. Did you know the most powerful thing in the human body on this planet is your subconscious? Your subconscious, okay, runs everything from your heart ticking to your blood circulation to hormone dumping, and then guess what? You get to decide what hormones, what chemicals. When you're in a bad mood, they're all bad hormones and chemicals, and you feel like crap. When you're in a good mood, you do the good ones. And the reality is this: the way you look, the way you act, the house you live in, the car you have, was all created by your subconscious. And guess what? You cannot change a belief in your subconscious unless you want to do something 10,000 times with passion and purpose. No way. Okay? From 0 to 7, you had things happen to you, and they happened to you thousands of times, whether they were good or bad. That now makes up your personality. Oh, I really love her so much. Well, because she matches your belief systems. And sometimes that's not a good thing, is it? It's not. Because the subconscious is always going to look for the easy way out. It's going to look for someone to feed the subconscious beliefs that don't have to be changed. What do you think, Shalou? But this doesn't mean you have to leave the person. Remember something. What if she changes? What if he changes? What if they start changing? What if you change your belief systems? You fell in love with that person for a reason. You don't have to break up with that person, but that person needs to go in and do their homework, and they need to rewire.
You know, when you take a pebble and you throw it in the pond, you see the ripple effect. So if you do one small change, it's a small ripple. You're not really shaking anything too badly. But you throw a whole big rock in, well, you're going to make big waves. So that's why we say just change 1% every day. And that little ripple, you'll be surprised how you will inspire everyone around you to make that small change as well. So you don't need to hit them over the hammer with it, you know, just one small change. But then hold the line. And again, there'll be days when you're like, oh, I'm going to do this today, and you'll slip and it won't
You'll
happen.
slide, you'll
Exactly.
say something, you'll eat something, you'll drink something, and right away when you go and do that, you know what you're going to do? You're going to go 3, 2, 1, I love me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? So you just injected some peanut butter into your brains. You don't do it again, right? Listen to me. Let it go fast. You know what? The only way you're going to have a good life down here is this. I already told you, don't be in the forgiveness business. Be in the forgiveness business with yourself and with your family to a certain point. But remember something, with yourself, you want to forgive yourself that quick. With your family, this is why I say don't judge. Because guess what? The only time somebody wants forgiveness from you is when what? You judge them. So my kids used to go, Dad, will you forgive me? And I'll go, no, I won't, because I never judged you. The only reason why I don't want to give you the keys for the car is because you just wrote it off. And if I give you another car, you might write yourself off. I love you. But you're not gonna hurt yourself on my watch. So understand, it's how you do everything. It's how you say things. If you could stop reacting, you would stop attacking, wouldn't you? If you could do 3 lion heart breaths before you attack your child, your husband, your wife, okay? You wouldn't have to clean up a mess, would you?
No. And it truly is just about staying in that present moment. Because when you are thinking of, oh, this person did this before, that all the expectations, all the judgment will just trip you up again. So when you just don't judge, you just stay in love, and you just come from a place of love, first and foremost for yourself. because we don't know how to do that. We don't even know how to receive that, right? So doing the mirror work, you know, you'll go, well, what's that? Well, it's once and for all, looking in the mirror, but looking in your eyes, looking into your soul and saying, I love you.
I love you. You look in your eyes and you do it for 10 minutes. And if your name is Judy, you go, Judy, I love you. I love you with all my heart. I will protect you. I will respect you. And you look in there and you work that. I don't care. You don't leave. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Or at least just starting and do the BraveHeart Oath. Go take a look in the 4 pillars of the perfect day in the library. Go to Detox and then take that BraveHeart Oath, put it up on the mirror, okay? And then say it. And then, but memorize it. Oh, wait a minute. Repetition is the key to set you free. So, and guess what? Or repetition is the key to imprison you for life. So understand, you guess what? Your parents helped to imprison you because they were in prison, right? They were. You know they were. Okay? And then you went to school and teachers have all been taught to imprison you. Right? Right to the point that if you have to have a bowel movement or a pee, you got to hold it until recess. Why would anybody do that? That is enslavement. You just leave that in there and rot. And then the poor child pees himself and is embarrassed. And that one thing then is dragged right through life and they've just lost their confidence. Let me tell you something. You have no idea. You want to see me roar. You want to see me roar. I'll tell you something right now. The adults, okay, are ruining the children so badly, more than any other generation right now. Because adults, take a look at the shape of parents now and go back even 30 years. Go take a look at the same age that you are and go take a look and see how well you're doing. Take a look at the weight you carry. Look at the black circles under your eyes from your liver. Look at the bags under your eyes from your kidneys. Don't tell me that you're feeling groovy, because you're not. Don't tell me. You know, I have my good days, so I'm sure you do. Right? Either it's a heart attack or a fart attack.
You know, in healing my trauma, right? It's really interesting because once you start to heal, you actually see how you had carried some of that forward. And once I healed my trauma and saw how clearly the trauma I had passed on to my children, it's so easy to clean it up then. Because you know where the mess is. You're like, oh, I didn't realize it, and trying to do this, and how did I do that? You know, I had trauma from the womb, and I passed it on to my son. And what was I doing? I was honoring my parents, because the culture I come from, your parents are your everything. You take care of them. You do whatever they want. You please them. And in doing so, I had now caused all this trauma on you know, no wonder it was a long 36-hour labor. Just he didn't want to come out. He's like, I don't want to go here. But you really, really get to see, but you can't see that from a place of pain. You have to come to that place of acceptance for yourself, of forgiveness for yourself, and to start honoring yourself, because then you'll start to honor, love, forgive everyone around you. Because you can't give what you do not have.
Do you believe that the fetus is a low vibration piece of meat?
No.
Well, what is it? What is it? It's a high vibrational spirit that just entered into the womb. And the reason why your baby has its feet on both sides of the vagina canal is because it doesn't want to come out. The reason why it's got the umbilical cord around its neck is because it's trying to hang itself. So you better wake up to this. They don't want you to know this. The reason why there is no such thing as unhealthy children, okay, coming out. There's unhealthy parents that have unhealthy beliefs. And everybody needs to know that. Think about it. The most important thing in the world, there's no training. We're coming out with what's called the Perfect Pain-Free Pregnancy. It'll be the first training of its sort. And it'll be inexpensive, and it'll be given to the world. And understand something right now. I am going to cause one big storm. Let me tell you something right now. You are not supposed to know how to feed your child, love your child, because you didn't know how to feed or love yourself. You came out of school, you didn't know how to eat, you didn't know how to drink, you didn't know how to love yourself, you didn't know how to love your partner. You were just like sucking on each other because, you know, you desperately need love, because everybody needs love like they need oxygen. But that lasted for about a year to 2 years, and then the honeymoon phase was over. There's no honeymoon phase. The reality is I can't keep filling up my partner's heart. She's got to do it for herself. She's got to be tankful. Tankful. She's got to fill up her own tank. Let me tell you something. When me and Lori got together, you know, I said to Lori, I said, look, she goes, I want to move in. And I said, well, you know what? You can move in, but guess what? You can't move in right now. I said, I'll eat you up. You got to love yourself more to protect yourself from me. If you don't love yourself unconditionally when you come into a relationship with me, I'll chew you up. Ask her if you don't believe me. Love is a self-serve job. Nobody owes you. And the reason why you walk around hurt all the time is because you were taught that you weren't worth loving. So why would you love yourself? So now you're just hoping that you can find some contaminated love somewhere, because guess what? You'll take whatever you can get, yes or no. And you're not broken. You're not stupid. You're just programmed.
Are you guys ready to change the program? Because you're the only one who can.
Yeah, we're here to crack your coconut. You thought we came here to stroke, but we want to poke. Okay?
And as daunting a task as it may seem in the beginning, you know, because
Let me tell you
will be
something.
asked.
If Shalou can help herself and her family, well, anybody can.
So true. Absolutely true. Yes, yes. But no, it seems like, oh my God, like it's so difficult. And questions will be asked, you know, what do you want? What is your trigger? You know, what gets you going? And you go, I don't know. Because we don't take the time, because we're just used
If you
to
try to
running,
figure
running,
all
running.
this out on your own, get ready. You are going to struggle. You know, I hate to say this, but someday you're going to have to become a priority. You're going to have enough time. You're going to have enough money. Because guess what? If there was somebody in your family and you had to come up with $10,000, that's not what you have to pay me or anybody else, but I'm just using a figure. We want to use a big one. You have to come up with $10,000 in 48 hours, or that child or that person that you love is going to die, you would do it. Meanwhile, you're dying right now. And I can say it. People are dying inside. And understand something. Once you change the program in here, you change it out here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many tantrums your family has, the government has, the medical system have. You know, it doesn't matter what, blah, 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 blah. You know, you don't even hear it anymore. You don't even hear it. Those of you that are fearful, every time you even smell something fearful, you're like, I got to be on guard. I got to be ready. Ready for what? Ready for what? A bully is a bully. Ready for what? Anyways, would anybody like to take the hot seat? It's not the hot seat. Would you like to come? Okay, so guess what? I'm going to take the hot seat. I was just kidding. You get to sit beside Shalou, and she's going to answer your question.
He put me in the hot seat.
All right. What's up, everybody?
Hi.
My question is, I had a car accident 10 years ago where my body basically went from limitless to vegetable. And I think I've created a great miracle to date. However, I still struggle with issues with the connective tissue head to toe, where it feels like the entire fascia in my body is a size smaller. And when I go through a lot of stress, it just literally just locks me in like it's a prison. And I was just sharing with these amazing ladies here that I've put up with it and managed it to date, but I'm at that point where I wanna end this and heal this, and I don't know what to do. And it's, yeah.
Let me start by saying, first of all, that amazing job. You know, congrats on getting out of that state and getting
Absolutely.
yourself to this point. But there are no accidents.
Of course.
we attract. At the frequency that we're at, that is what we attract. So you attracted that to yourself. And now you've worked yourself to this point where you are mobile and this, but the connective tissue, well, there's still issues. There's emotional blocks that are there. And that's what needs to be worked on.
And interesting enough, it's almost like it kind of settles at a place where it feels comfortable or known, like it's the normal, right? And then the minute I'm ready to go to the next level, it just wants to pull me back down.
That's the subconscious saying, I want to keep you safe, keep you in what you know. And when we talk about cracking the coconut, that's what we're talking about, is you literally have to break open those barriers. And yeah, you can try and do it yourself, or you can come, take a 9-day course, and have it so much help to get it done so much faster.
I'll give you a guarantee that when you've done this course, you'll never think about it again. You have to understand something. Your subconscious says, look at that almost killed you. I am not going to let you give up that story. We need to stay and keep you protected. This is why I told you that aliens created the subconscious, or Justin Trudeau. I'm not sure. It's still out.
They're probably in a partnership, and they're cashing in on that.
So you're joining us on June 5th for the next course?
Yeah, no, it's been an interest.
I'm going to tell you something. You can come on live. By the 3rd day, you'll have your breakthrough.
Yeah.
And then guess what? You'll start rising after that. And I'm going to tell you, it won't change. Remember something. You are limited by your beliefs. End of story. Let me tell you something. I know people that have not made it through school. They're terrible with their relationships, but they're in their family, they've always been able to make money. So they all have, I can make the money belief. Then you have somebody, he's a great father, but he can't make money. And if you look, his family could never make money.
Exactly.
My family was poverty, eh, Marcel? My father, there wasn't anybody more poverty. Give it all away, okay? Because if you don't give it away, you're not going to get into heaven, okay? You've got to be poor to get into heaven, okay? And that was the deal. For me to break poverty consciousness, I'm going to tell you something. I had a clinic called the Wolf Clinic. I'd make $5,000 to $25,000 and then go home and pretend I made no money. Okay, so the reality is, then I went and I gave and walked away from the clinic because, anyways, too many cancer patients. Didn't know if I ever wanted to do it again. And I walked away and I lost it all, but $2,200. Lori, is that the truth?
That's true.
Okay, all right. And then I took those $2,200 and I bought a bunch of shirts. No, I'm kidding. But the reality is I had $2,200 by the time I had my book written that I sell now. And I said, Lori, there's only $2,200 left in the bank after we wrote the book. And she goes, well, I've got money. And I said, guess what? I don't need it. I've got faith. And guess what? The next day, Ty Bollinger calls and says, Daryl, we need you for the truth about cancer. So I still get choked up over it because I had faith and didn't know it was coming. You can't see around the corner. You tell me that you believe in God Almighty, but you haven't got a belief system that supports it. You can't heal yourself. You're not abundant on all levels. There's enough money for everyone, enough oxygen, enough love, enough food, enough of everything. But there's not enough of your beliefs. Your beliefs are sucking you dry and your family. And the reality is this. I don't care. There's not a person who's taken my course in the last 15 years that's walked away and said, I haven't cracked my coconut and changed their life. Paul, is that true?
Yes.
And you went through a lot, haven't you?
Yep.
Your parents just passed away, didn't they?
Yes.
What would have happened if your parents passed away and you never took the course?
Not so good.
Not so good. Because guess what? We had to change his beliefs. And he didn't have it easy. He came to the course and I picked on him. I didn't let him get away with anything, did I? I loved him so much that guess what? He made one little mistake. I was on him like stink. Right? Right? And look at this. Now he's into the shirt thing too.
Yes.
Okay. Understand something. If you want it, you go get it. If my course is not the one, find somebody that's going to take you to the end of the cliff and say, this is where you're going, baby. Now you get back here and let's love yourself. Let's really find out. Let's go in there. When you come to this course, everybody that's there is exactly where you are. They all have different stories, but everybody who tells a story, you go, oh my God, that just triggered something in my head. It's really cool. I get all these people to pay money, they tell their stories, and then
they help each other.
It's working.
And you just watch it.
It's amazing learning from each other.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Rewrite your story. Rewrite your story. Let me tell you this. I'm gonna try to explain something to you. Everybody's subconscious runs your whole life. My subconscious runs my life, but guess what? I run my subconscious. Every prominent, dominant belief I put in there. Let me tell you something. You try to mess with me, it's not happening. You try to come and just even come in and try to pull something over on me because I will love you anyway. I get to see that you're going to do it. See, when you decide that you want to judge anyone, you're not allowed to see the full picture. You're not allowed. As soon as you have unconditional love for yourself and everyone else, whether they love you, whether they don't love you, whoever they are. My God. You know, when I was younger, we used to live in an apartment. And I'll tell you something. It was always the East Indians are going to take over, okay? And then the East Indians, they moved upstairs, and guess what? And then I could smell the curry, and I just thought, they are taking over. You know what? You know, it's amazing how many different people that I was born to not like. Are we like out of our skulls? We all came from the same creator. I love everyone. I want to be brown. No more sun tanning. Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. You better believe that we're all family. You better believe it. And you are going to be really embarrassed when you leave this planet and find out that you are attached to every spirit down here and that we are all in this together. You're going to be red-faced, okay? All right? Let me tell you something. I don't have to like your beliefs, but I need to unconditionally love you. And that's it. That is the key that will set you free. So you keep on judging. Go ahead. You judge little Justin. You go ahead and judge everything. Get angry, be hateful, be spiteful, and see where that gets you. I will not participate in any of that. The world will always be like it is. And the world will not end. But you will bring an end to yourself with that kind of belief. So you need to get it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just quit telling the story. And do you know what your subconscious has been saying to you? Hey, maybe you're not living the life that you want, but guess what? Maybe you're still suffering, but you're alive and I'm keeping you safe. Do you understand? Now, they say that you will always live with fear, and the subconscious is only about fear. Do you see any fear in me? You will never see any fear in me. I'm not fearful at all. Whether I live one more day or I live another 50 years, I am going to do it like a BraveHeart. There is nothing out there that scares me. And when nothing scares you because you have unconditional love for yourself, I'm not talking about denial. I'm talking about unconditional love for yourself. You will never be sick again. No cold, no flu, no diseases. Because you only have a disease because you're not at ease, you're out of harmony, you're out of alignment with yourself, and the different types of belief systems come together to create a key belief, and we call that a disease. When all it is signals from your body saying, why can't you love me? You don't love yourself. There's hardly anybody in here that loves themselves. You're just not ready to off yourself, even though you've thought about it. Yes?
I just, it's something quick because I was listening to that's exactly the state that I'm craving to.
What's the state you're
You
craving?
just said that, like, I'm untouchable, I'm fearless, that's probably exists.
Oh, you will be. I can already tell you there. You know, you're rocking it physically. You know, all you got to do is change this one core belief, okay? That right now
It's embedded into your tissues. When you said that your skin feels like it's one size too small, it's called contraction. When you have contraction, you don't realize it, but you have never relaxed since the accident. You've never relaxed. You've never been at peace. And that's it. Your skin is too tight. Okay? It's too tight because you're ready. You're ready. Ready for what? No, your skin is too tight because you're contracted. And when you're contracted, you're stopping your circulation. You're tying yourself up in knots. But you're tied up in knots emotionally before you were physically. How do you sleep? Restless. Yeah.
The hours are there, but the rest
Yeah, guess what? I'm going to tell you, don't take mine, but find a course like mine. And guess what? Tell me you're not sleeping. You'll be sleeping like a baby. Because guess why? Because you will love yourself and know that you were the hero, goddess that you were looking for. And that which created the whole universe has always loved you and can't wait for you to return to that. And that's the God's truth. Would anybody else like to come on down? Chickens.
Come on down. No.
Okay. Come on up.
There we go. We got one. Come on down, Kim.
Okay.
Yes, right here.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, where to start? So I'm a master trainer as well. I was in Ixtapa for 8 months, and
You'll have to put the mic closer.
so I'm a master trainer as well. My name is Kim. Hi.
You're
I'm
also a nurse.
dental assistant.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
close enough. Worked in a hospital, yes. And spent 8 months in Ixtapa. Took the course 3 times. Best thing I ever did. The first course, I cried for 9 days. Very cathartic. It was fantastic. Daryl couldn't even look at me. I would cry. Yeah, I would have just puddled on the ground. It was so cathartic and so looking inward and scary at first, but so worth it. Just I can't even tell you how worth it was. Loved it so much. Took it 3 times. Going to do it a 4th time, starting on the 5th of June, I guess it is. Yeah, and then getting a little refresher on the elbow work, the non-surgical. So yeah, really looking forward to it. I don't know what else to tell you.
Like, you know, when you say you would just cry,
Oh.
I mean, you're sitting over there, but I'm watching her face as he was talking to her.
Yep.
And when he's telling her how beautiful and the goddess within,
Yep.
you could see the tears. No one talks to us this way.
Exactly.
No one lets us know just how amazing we are and how beautiful we are and how much love.
That's the truth. Not
Exactly.
the lies.
And when you are aligned with the truth, you feel it. You don't
You
just
do.
hear it, you feel it.
Yes.
And you, exactly, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is that because we are so trained into just the nonsense, we need to hear this over and over and over and over again in order for it to finally settle in. And in class, you'll hear it. But then when we leave, we have to do it for ourselves. We have to look in the mirror. We have to tell ourselves exactly how amazing we are, how beautiful we are, how worthy we are. Because otherwise, this world, it'll eat you up.
Yeah. And I think also what I've noticed and experienced as my life has been coming on, there are people out there because they don't have access to their own that come at you.
Yep.
Yep.
That's why it's so important to own it inside of us.
Shine your
bigger
light.
and bigger in every way, so that when they come at us like this, the way I'm trying, you know, as opposed to being, you know, just being defeated by them.
Well, have you ever known that, you know, it takes one candle to light 1,000,
We were just talking
right?
about that.
But if the candle, if it's weak,
Yeah.
it'll actually burn out trying to light another, right? There's times when you'll bring it and it wasn't strong enough that both are gone. So that is why it's so important for us to shine our light, to make sure that our light is so bright that no matter who comes at us, how big a gust of wind comes by, they can't, exactly, you got it.
Well, and you just learn to love yourself, and it doesn't matter what people think of you. It really just doesn't matter. You know what? I love me, and you don't love me, oh well, that's not my problem. That's on you. I just move on. And I found I moved back to Canada in October of last year, and it was very eye-opening because I was so different, and my old life was still here, I didn't want to fit into it, but it was there trying to drag me into it, and I was having no part of it. And I've lost friends over it, and yeah, and it's, it is what it is.
You didn't lose what you never had.
That's right. Yeah.
Stop. We didn't lose our mommy. We didn't lose our daddy.
Yeah.
We didn't lose anything. Stop losing. Stop losing. You gained.
Gained. Yeah, I gained me.
No, the friends, they weren't friends. It's glad they moved on. They were pulling you down. Let them find someone that they can vibrate with.
Yeah.
Release them. I released them.
There you go. That's the correct word. That's the word. I released them.
It's a good thing you're taking the course again.
I know. You can never stop learning. You just never stop learning.
Now you made me look bad.
People, you have to come back at least 3 times,
Oh yeah, at least 3 times.
The first time you cracked your coconut, she went 3 times because she wanted to be a master practitioner. No, a master practitioner, which means she can come and help us train for free for life. She can come to any course she wants for the rest of her life for free. No, we're a different university. Okay? We are universal. We don't keep making you pay. We want you to play for the rest of your life. Yeah.
And man, I'm enjoying my life.
Oh, question, come on down.
Oh, she's not ready yet.
Oh, she's warming it up.
Yes.
I thought it was. I think that had a question. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. It's amazing stuff. So
what's the difference in your life before and now?
Oh, well, I love myself for sure, and I've got a great skill that I can use, and you know what? I'm just living my life, shining my light, and living my best life.
How does it feel? And this is the truth. This is the only thing that matters. How does it feel to be enough for yourself now? Be enough.
Fantastic. There's just not even words for it.
Okay, she doesn't need a man. She doesn't need her children.
No.
She doesn't need anyone to tell her that she's going to be okay.
Yeah.
She's not okay.
I tell me I'm okay.
Yeah.
I know I am. I know I am. And yeah, so you just shine the light. Yeah, and I'm glad we finally met.
Yes, I'm so glad.
Yeah, and nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
It's really amazing when you get to that relationship with yourself. It really feels good. I wake up every morning and I'm so excited and enthusiastic about my day. Nothing matters because I'm just in a state of joy. Even when things are going wrong, you're like, okay, you know what?
They're not going wrong. What you want an adventure, for pity's sakes. And the reality is guess what? Thank God that she lives here, because guess what? Look at all the people she doesn't terrorize anymore. She let her family off the hook.
Yep.
They're not responsible for her joy. What would it feel like if nobody was responsible for your joy? Huh? How much more joy would be in your life? How much is she teaching her children, okay, so that they don't have to go out and pulverize themselves emotionally? You think about that. Well, I just live for my children. Really? Why don't you live for yourself and then show them how they can live for themselves instead of everybody being a large nipple?
Again, I'll go back to the culture I come from. Everything
Talking
is
about
so,
nipples. Okay, no, I'm kidding.
so dependent on all these expectations, right? If your child isn't going to university, oh my God, something is wrong. If your child isn't behaving in a certain way or dressing in a certain way, oh my God. Right? Exactly. Exactly. It's a prestige issue. And it comes down to that you're not a good enough mom. Every single time. Everything they do is a reflection of how bad of a mother I am. And can you imagine the hell I was creating in their life? Because they didn't grow up in that culture. They were all born and raised here. So I'm trying to hold them to a standard that they have no clue what that is. And I was literally terrorizing the hell out of them. 4 years ago, I was just like, okay, I need all you guys to just move out. Just get out so I can live my life. And guess what? All three of them are still at home, and we have such a beautiful, peaceful home. And if they want to move out, they can, but they don't have to. And it's not because I don't love them. No, go. I want them to be free and live their best life. But I don't, before it was, I want you to get out so I think I can live my best life. And I would have still been miserable. Oh, here comes one of them now to tell you just...
Yeah, here's the worst one. No, you stay. You stay. I want the mother and daughter speech.
Here we go. This is my beautiful daughter, Simran. She is a master consultant as well.
Wow. That's nice. Thank you.
Tell us your story. Why did you take it?
Well, I've always
Well,
been...
first of all, your mother pushed you into the whole life coach.
No.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it because I was at a point in my life where I knew I needed help and I didn't know what else
God,
to
did
do.
you ever? Yeah, that's true.
And I saw the change that she had made in when she took the course and came back home. So, and I was desperate. I needed something. So I was like, okay, I'll take the whole life coach. And then I wasn't planning on taking the non-surgical, but Daryl and Lori had come over for dinner and he asked me and I was like, no, I'm not. He explained to me the benefits of it, so I decided to, and I'm very grateful for that conversation because it completely changed my life.
This is only, 7, 8 months in?
7 months.
It was October. But I took my course back in June 2021. And let's go back to there, because before I even came back, you took one little tidbit that I shared with you, and how did that work for you?
She sent me the BraveHeart oath, and I started saying that to myself every day for a week. Because I was like going through something specific in that time frame, and I decided to try that. So I was saying it to myself probably at least 5 times, if not more, a day.
That's
anytime I looked in the mirror, saying the BraveHeart oath to myself in the mirror, looking myself in the eyes. And after that week, I said to myself, I'm like, I don't know, I don't feel different, I don't think it's doing anything. But I had to have a difficult conversation at the end of that week, and the way I was able to carry myself and stay in the present moment, I shocked myself, I shocked the person I was talking to, and even my friends were like, you've changed so much. And I was like, I've just been doing mirror work, which is like, it's crazy how powerful it is, but it's not crazy. Like, when you take the time to appreciate yourself and acknowledge yourself, it really changes a lot.
Isn't it interesting that that's all we really want, is we want the whole world to acknowledge us. We're all just little kids going, Mommy, see me, all our tantrums. That's what it's about. We just want the whole world to see and acknowledge that we're here. Yet we don't even do that for ourselves.
So how could we actually see the world acknowledge us?
Exactly. And this is where the mirror work is just so powerful. It's like, if that's one thing that you guys go home and do, is even if you just come to, I love you, I am healed, I am BraveHeart, right? I am love, I'm healed, I'm BraveHeart. If it's only just 3 things, just look yourself in the eye first. I can't tell you how many times I've pulled the mirror out in a consultation to get the client to do mirror work, and the tears start before the mirror even comes in front of their face. They're like, I can't. I've had, the woman was in her 70s, and she looked in her eyes and she goes, I didn't realize my eyes were that blue. Yet how upset do we get if our husband doesn't know the color of our eyes? So Yes, mine are brown, yes. You win. But that's just it. We have all these expectations.
What color are mine, Norm?
Red. You know, we have all these expectations. And when we just let it all go and fill our own hearts and have no expectations for anyone else to fill it, it is the most awesome place to be.
Why don't you tell everybody what you're doing? I mean, you've been at this for how long? 7 months, 8 months?
7 months, yeah.
And you're actually teaching a course and traveling around the world, or what?
Yeah, I've been teaching the pelvic course with Serena.
For women?
For women, the Pelvic Restoration Disease Prevention Masterclass. It's 3 days. And I've taught 2 courses, and the third one is coming to Barrie, June 28th to the 30th. And honestly, that course has also changed my life. Because I'm so young, I haven't had kids yet, I haven't had any issues. So for me, it's more of a prevention thing, but all the ladies who usually come have either had kids or have different issues down there, endometriosis, anything like that. And within 3 days of us teaching them the exercises, the squats, different things that they could be doing to help restore. Pardon? The egg. Yeah, the egg. Yeah, the yoni egg is one of my favorites. And as well as the vaginal infusion. Within the 3 days, ladies already feel the difference. And when you do your homework and you continue practicing after the 3 days, like we have one girl from Mexico who took the course there. She's killing it. She's doing it. She's practicing every single day, and she has so many questions, and she's eager to learn, and she's come so far from that. So it's amazing what you accomplish when you change the 1% every day.
It's amazing when you actually participate in your own temple. Think about it. I'm actually going to focus and participate and take massive personal action in loving, 50 trillion cells, 500 trillion bacteria, and let them know that I am so grateful for what they do for me every day. So try to break yourself off of the bacterial soul, you addicted, programmed people.
I took the course, the pelvic restoration course in Mexico, and when I went to take the first course way back when, I remember Daryl in his rants. he was on and on about do you feel this and do you feel that, and dryness and leaky bladder and all this, and I'm just like, can you see inside? Like, what the heck is going on, right? And again, you're like in your late 40s, and you go, what is going on? Like, why am I breaking down? But it was the stress of life. It's just the wear and tear. It's all the wrong things that we eat. Dehydrated, oh my God, I was so dehydrated. And I used to think I drink a lot of water, okay? It's all the toxic thoughts, because you're just in that cycle of what you've learned, and you're just repeating it over and over again because you don't know any better. And so, taking the course obviously helped me, but then when I took this course here, well, again, coming from the culture that I come from, oh my God, you don't talk about sex, you don't talk about any private parts, you don't do anything down there, that's just there for your husband, that's it. How do you connect with yourself if you don't even know parts? Through the class, I'm going, wow, I just go to the doctor and let him do all of this, yet now I know I can feel for stuff myself. I can do my own self-examination. And I'm telling you, it's a hell of a lot more comfortable than having some other stranger cooking and rotting down there. Seriously, so much better. But honestly, it's a whole new level of connecting with yourself. And, in the beginning, my daughter's teaching the course, I am taking the course, and everyone's like, oh my God, how does that feel? And I'm like, all the women in the circle said, I want to learn this because I want to share it with my daughter. I'm like, okay, so my daughter's already here. Why should it feel weird? Wouldn't I want her to know the best and have the best? And if she can learn it, you know, instead of Chinese whispers, me trying to get parts of it and share it with her, isn't it better that way? And honestly, the sharing circle, when all the women, it's such a sacred, safe place where we can talk about everything. We can share our traumas and we can just release them. You know, there's something to be said about someone bearing witness to you just letting it go. I think that's why the mirror work was so powerful for me, because it's one thing to do it alone by yourself. There was 30 witnesses in the room. I couldn't see them because the mirror's so up close, you just see yourself. But when you get hung up on something and someone else just doesn't go, oh, you poor thing, oh. Instead, they just bear witness that, wow, there is so much power in that. And yet we're taught to just go coddle people. It's okay, oh please, you know. And we turn them into the victim. That somehow, you know, it's okay. You're not strong enough to get you, I got you. Why? It's really important for all of us women to stand in our divine power, because if more than ever before, they're coming after our children. And we all have to stand up and we all have to fight as hard as we can, because it's not okay. It's not okay. And you know what? We can change it just like this. But it's when we all come together, when we all stand in our power together. Not follow one leader. No, we all as leaders stand up and say, enough is enough. We're going to shut this down, not on our watch.
Good. Would you like to come up?
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello, Shana. Shalou and Dr. Wolf. I'm going to change the direction a little bit. My friend and I are here, and we're particularly interested in health maintenance. And we've been on your website, and we've looked at some of your videos. And I was looking at your book, Healthy to 100. But we also had questions about three things in particular. One was the use of C60, particularly for health maintenance. Then the use of IGF-1, again, particularly for health maintenance. And finally, the use of Tesla glasses.
Okay. Thank you for your questions. And can I say, I love you. I would much rather have clients that want to do health maintenance than people being just so sick. We need to start looking at our bodies now before we get sick. So anyone out there, you know, don't wait until you're sick. Start asking these questions now. So good for you. C60. C60 is the carbon molecule. It is a super antioxidant. It is 270 times more potent than vitamin C. Okay? It will go in and raise your vibration and grab all the free radicals that are going around. It will increase your energy, right? What am I missing?
Well, C60 is the strongest antioxidant on the planet.
Yep.
C60, along with black diamond and black gold, will eliminate this, the V. It'll take it down. It'll eliminate all the symptoms. Okay? So just know this, if you think I'm kidding, I'm telling you, we've had hundreds of people that have taken the V twice, okay? Even the booster, they thought they were dying, okay? They went hardcore on the C60, okay? They would do the MCT C60 until later afternoon, then they would kick in the hemp oil, because the hemp oil affects the brain and it's better at night. They would do it anywhere. Like a maintenance dose is a teaspoon 3 times a day. Depending on how severe the symptoms are, what type of autoimmune disease, how bad it is. It's all about inflammation. There are no diseases, just inflammation. But what the C60 does is understand, it is the opposite of the D. It is the opposite. It's the positive of the negative. Do your homework on it. You'll find out I'm right. Okay? And then black diamond, humic fulvic, will go into the blood It'll go into the cells. It'll cross the blood-brain barrier. But understand, and then it'll drop off 80 micronutrients into the blood, into the cells, and then it will load itself up 300 to 600% of its weight in heavy metals, parasites, fungus, okay, all right, and bad bacteria. How many people know that you can do a parasite cleanse, but if you do the black gold, the black diamond, and you do daily cleansing tea every day, you'll be parasite-free for life. You cannot do a parasite cleanse twice a year. The reality is, and you cannot do a heavy metal cleanse once a year. Heavy metals are everywhere, okay? Parasites, listen, only 1 out of every 100 people are not riddled with parasites. 1 out of 100. Understand, when you kick the black diamond, the black gold, and the daily cleansing tea, and we've looked after that. How many people know that black diamond, black gold is the best heavy metal cleanser on the planet? Zeolite can't touch it. Charcoal can't touch it. Diatomaceous earth, everybody's doing it. It's cheap, it's dirty, and it doesn't work like humic fulvic. Humic fulvic, what was in all the soil that made you healthy. Okay, you go back 100 years ago, you don't need humic fulvic because you already had it. The reason, and we are the only company in the world that make humic fulvic without toxic chemicals. We're the only one. Think about that. So, and now the C60. The C60 will go in, and guess what? I used to wear glasses. Eye problems come from a damaged brain. How do you, okay, you don't think so? Well, guess what? Every eye problem now has been exacerbated, yes or no? All we talk about is burning eyes, floaters, detached retina, glaucoma, cataracts. I'll keep going if you want. Tumors. I've seen so many tumors. And understand something. It's stress, heavy metals, but mainly it's blue light. Understand it's blue light. And understand this. I wear my Teslas all day long. When I go on here, I don't have to worry about it. Does anybody know why? Because I take C60. Where's my bottle, babe? So I will take an 8-ounce bottle of C60 and I will sip on that all day long. How many people know that I used to wear prescription glasses? I've got 100% eyesight, near and far. No problem. You know why? All eye problems come from brain damage. All eye problems come from brain damage. Your eyes don't see, they only pick up light and frequency. As soon as you repair your brain, you repair your eyes. Okay? That's the C60. So C60, well, even brain damage. How many people know, oh, you know what? My son is autistic. My little girl is ADD, ADHD. What a pile of crap. What a pile of crap. The brain will rewrite itself. It will re-engineer itself. It's neuroplastic. If we had somebody that had brain damage go on calcium ion therapy, it's calcium ions, the most powerful thing you'll ever do. Go on C60, do black diamond, do fiber clear, things of that nature. You can repair any brain damage. You know what? And has anybody ever noticed that every child that has that says it's on the spectrum or has autism is so constipated? When you screw up the large intestine, you screw up the brain. It's called gut-brain connection. And the gut is not the problem, it's the large intestine. You know, I love this. A doctor goes, and even natural health doctors, well, you've got leaky gut. What the heck is leaky gut? Is that the whole thing? Do I like spurring holes? No, it's the large intestine is the only leaky gut. Your large intestine is your first brain. How many people know that? It's not your second brain, it's your first brain. Because your bacteria makes up 85 to 95% of your immune system. Nobody knows that. Meanwhile, you're there going like this. You're pumping the bacterial soap because it's free in the stores you go into, and you're killing yourself. It goes into your blood and it knocks out the bacteria in your large intestine. That's why they're doing it. Why do you think they give you antibiotics? How many people here, you know what, know that if you eat animal products and they are not organic and free range, if you eat an animal product just once a day for 30 days, you've took a full round of 10 days of antibiotics, as much as you would have taken from the doctor. So when you think that you're not doing antibiotics, you're doing them with your Greek yogurt. That's how intelligent your belief systems are. I love my Greek yogurt. Oh yeah, it's so amazing. Yeah. Okay. So understand something, everybody. Everything is a program. So what other product? Oh, the IGF?
What product do you recommend for C60?
Well, the C60 is the MCT oil, because the MCT oil has 10% more. Our MCT oil, okay, can I say something, and it's the truth? So when I say things, I'm not making them up. There's a company that sells more C60 MCT than us, and it's called Purple Power. How many people know to make them look purple, they use palm oil? How many people know that they use these blenders to try to create the C60, and their C60 comes from out of China? Right, okay. Our C60 does not come out of China. It came out of the Ukraine, okay, for one thing. That's where the best C60 does come from, and out of Russia. And the next thing is we make our C60 out of upside down crystal, 250-gallon crystal bowl that has a $10,000 speaker system that puts in the love harmonic, and it spins all the way down, and it's 5 feet high, and it spins all the way down like a hurricane down the middle, and it spins in the dark, and it does that for like 3 weeks. That's how you make C60, okay? And C60 has the highest vibrational molecule on the planet. That's how we make it, all right? Nobody will attack me because it's true. You know, the reality is you might find cheaper products, but you're not going to get it done. You're not going to get the job done, right? That's C60. And I tell you, I sip on it. You know, you want to microdose it. I mean, anybody that's ill needs to microdose high vibrational nutraceuticals all day long. You have to do it. And if you want to change yourself from being ill, you have to do what? You have to front end load, okay? I've had this condition for 10 years. So what you got to do is understand the very minimum of your healing will take you 6 weeks per year. So what is that? 60 weeks if you've been sick for 10 years. Every cancer patient, minimum, has had the cancer for 10 years before they know it. So they know that we've got to go hardcore and do a real great program, because everything is bring up the frequency. Now, if you can bring up the frequency emotionally by changing your belief systems, you'll spend less money. Remember that. So now we're going to take the highest vibrational nutraceuticals, and we're going to change our attitude to gratitude. And guess what? We can heal from anything. Anything. I've seen it. Do not believe anybody. And the only thing that is limited is your belief systems and you're the person you go to. I don't give people false hope, because they see, if they do what I say, they see the changes. They see the changes in days, in weeks. But you've got to do the work. You have to do the work. Now, our IGF-1, well, there is no IGF-1 like ours. I don't mean to say that. A lot of people go,
What is that?
IGF-1. IGF-1, okay. When you were in your teenage years, and you were in your 20s, and up until about 33, you had so much energy that you could just piss it away and do dumb things. Well, guess what? That's my baby. You have no idea how hard I worked to have this IGF-1. Hey, Lori? Was it difficult trying to get the rights to this?
Yes.
You have no idea. Okay? Anyways, when you were younger, you made tons of human growth hormone. It's not human growth hormone that is the key factor. Human growth hormone goes into the liver, and the liver makes it into IGF-1. Does anybody know that if you were to go and take our IGF-1 and you were to go and do a blood analysis, they would say that that IGF-1 was made by your liver? Now, if you want to go and get other IGF-1s that are artificial, they will actually stimulate cancer. This will shut down and inhibit cancer cells and will excite cells. Because are you going to tell me that the same makeup of IGF-1 from your liver is ever going to do that? No, it won't do it. That's why I have this one. This one here is called IGF 300,000. There's another one called 25,000. I'll take the IGF 300,000. I tell people 3 times a day. I might do it 6 times a day. Does anybody see how much work I get done? Does anybody notice what I do? You can't keep up with me. Okay, I take SON formula, which is an amino acid product I have. I take IGF-1. I'll do my amino boost shake, and I'll do that twice a day, no matter what. You have no idea how unlimited my energy is. You are been totally brainwashed that when you're this age, you act like this, you only have this. I am not that age. Okay, listen to me. I am probably the oldest person in my company. And I'm telling you, the ones that are 20 and 30 cannot keep up with me. Is it true, Lori? That's true. Can anybody? My brain moves so fast that I keep everybody on their toes doing creative projects. Is it true?
Absolutely.
Can anybody keep up with it? Nobody can. And guess why? Because I get up every morning going, I am a genius. I am a creator. I was made by God Almighty, and I'm going to act like it. I am going to do amazing things today. I am going to change this world, one person at a time. I have enough energy. I am not ever tired because I'm too excited to live. You need to become your cheerleader. Do not expect, I don't ask Lori to cheerlead me. Do I, honey? Oh, honey, please, will you? Right? Making her into one big nipple. No, I let her be who she wants, and if anything, I back her with everything. Anything she wants, she can have. Is that true? Anything you want, baby. Let's go get it. That's how we live. Do you understand? Okay, so that's all we want to teach you. And all you had to do was change your mind. Okay? That's all you had to do.
She has a question.
She has a question when we're done.
Yes, we're done. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. And your name again?
Peter.
Hi, Peter. Thank you. All right, come on up.
She's asking where should she start from?
What?
We're trying to start
Where should she start from?
Which
Well, let's start from the womb and work our way from there.
Yeah, same background, you will understand better what she's talking about.
Hi, my name is Hanji. I recently had a heart surgery, bypass.
Yeah, I can see it. Can anybody see her nose? Take a look at the gray right up to here. You see the grayness here?
Yes.
Okay, that shows that she has heart disease still. Okay?
Still.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not, just because heart surgery gets rid of heart disease? Are you like out of your skull? Did you actually say that? See, that's the program, right? She had heart, oh, you're cured. Okay, see the dark
No, I
circles?
still have the symptoms.
You see the dark circles? Okay, you backed up your bowels for 30 years and you backed it up into your liver. Do you notice that you've got you notice how she's got that thick line around her eye here, the pupil? Okay, and do you notice the gloss on top? Well, that's how much mucus she has in her body. She needs to, okay, so what we need to do is get her on the daily cleansing tea and black gold and black diamond, and then she needs to be on the whole plant-based diet, and then you need to go on an advanced water fast, and you need to do the coffee enema. She'd have to do you have to rest. Are you working?
No.
No, good. You have no excuses. That means that you can get perfectly well in 6 weeks. And if you're not, that's only because you can't love yourself, but we'll love you anyway. Okay, so the reality is you need an ultimate coffee enema twice a day. When you see the putrid mess that's going to come out of your bowel,
Yes.
we're talking.
Sorry. Since my surgery, I had a constipation. Like before, I didn't have that.
Okay, yes, you did. So let's make this perfectly clear. She now has impaction where she's got a cork up her butt like a wine bottle. Before that, she was constipated. So you never ever sit down at the toilet and try to squeeze a little bit more out. Yes, you do. Yeah. So understand something. So
Now it's more.
why do you have raccoon eyes? Why do you have black circles under your eyes? Because your blood is dirty. Why is your blood dirty? because you have chronic fatigue in your liver. You've been backing up your bowel, okay, for years, and your liver's going, please, I don't look after poop. I've got 300 jobs to do here. I'm supposed to purify your blood. Well, your blood's not pure anymore, sweetheart, and it hasn't been pure. And understand, when Shalou came to the first course, her eyes were blacker than yours. So either Narn has been punching her in the face, or she's been eating an East Indian diet and improper food combining, lots of cooked food, and bowels rotting out.
Yeah, I have depression too.
No, you don't have depression. Okay, what you have is you have exhaustion and you have anxiety. There's no such thing as depression. So here's the deal. You have to have stress. You're a worrywart. You worry about everything. You worry about everything. You're exhausted all the time because of your mind. And I'll tell you something. And when I say this, please understand something. I can retire today. I hope you know that. I can retire today. I never need to work again. But I'm on a mission. If she were to take the course, she wouldn't have depression. She has never loved herself. And those that were responsible for loving her aren't doing a very good job. That's right. Your relationship was over a long time ago. And you've been just hanging in there on a wing and a prayer. And it's not going to work. So you might as well give it up. Now, the next thing is that she needs to learn how to love herself, but she needs to learn how to eat properly and drink properly. You don't drink enough water, okay? All right? And she's so tired that she hasn't got energy to make herself something. Okay, that can all turn around. But you got to get the cork out of your bum. You got to get your bowels moving, okay? And then you've got to do the ultimate coffee enema. Shulu will show you it all. And guess what? Clean that liver out. Take a picture of yourself, because these dark circles, when they're gone, you're going to have energy. You're going to start to heal. Remember something. The dark circles under here mean your liver is clogged up and toxic. When you have bags under your eyes, that means that you have kidney problems. Do you understand? The bulbous nose, you see here, right from here, you see the gray? This is her heart dying. Now, her heart is dying, okay, because guess what? Because those people that said that they would love her stopped loving her a long time ago. And she's still waiting to be loved. And understand something, heart disease is the main killer, not because of what we eat, okay, but what we think, okay? And understand something, as long as you want somebody to be responsible for loving you, just get ready for one shitty mother frickin' life. Because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They sold us a fairy tale story. Okay, so your heart disease and your heart problem was because your heart's been broken for too long. Teach you to come up here. So, you're in really good hands. Get a Perfect Day Consult and start. And have faith in Shalou, what she's going to tell you. Okay. Now, if you decide that you want to stay with all your East Indian rituals, kiss your butt goodbye. Your body cannot handle it. Okay? So just know that. Okay? So if you're really religious about all the different things and all the different, we could be in big trouble here. Because it just gets in the way of your healing. But no, that heals me. No, it doesn't. We need to clean you out. Right? You need to bring up your vibration. You need to, get your colon clean, get your liver clean, okay? And guess what? Start doing the mirror work and look at that beautiful woman. She's waiting for you to kiss her. Shalou, take over.
Can you look in the mirror and see the beautiful woman?
Yes.
Then just start doing the mirror work. I have seen transformations that give me goosebumps. I'm like, I can't believe I'm living this life where I get to witness these miracles happening with people just doing the mirror work. So, just go to the 4 pillars, right?
4 pillars.
The oath is there.
Or you go to the advanced water fasting, and everybody should read that book. Okay, let me tell you something. You are not going to heal if you don't do fastings. And let's not make them religious fastings. Let's make them enlightened fastings, where we're going to lighten the load on an emotional and physical level. But you can do the other ones too. But let's do these, okay? Let's do these where we really fill ourselves up with light, okay?
The culture we come from, we actually fast for our husband's long life. I know. Now, do
Now
one for
she's
yourself.
actually praying for his short life. And that's the truth.
No, I don't. Yeah. But my point is that do it for yourself.
Right.
And, you know, you don't have to, you know, we call it the 6-day water fast. If you get to the 6 days, great.
Do 6 minutes.
Exactly. Just start.
Do 6 hours.
Just start. And if you get to a day, great. If you get to 2, when I did my first one, I was like 6 days. Are you nuts? But I committed to 1 day at a time. And by the end, I had done the 6 days. But just... No, the advanced water fast, you are able to take some of the nutraceuticals to help you get through, so you don't feel tired.
Nutraceuticals. You won't
don't feel
tired.
worn out.
You won't have any bad symptoms. If you just do it, if she were to do a water fast, she wouldn't make it. It would knock her in the face. She'd be down on the ground.
Yeah.
But she can make it if we get her on these, like the IGF-1, the Black Diamond, the Ionic Calcium.
Yeah.
Okay, brain dead.
You can take the C6.
The silver boat liquid. Well, the C60, if you want to hold it under your tongue until it becomes water. Remember, if you hold it under your tongue and all you've got is a mouthful of water, because that's what you'll have, if you keep it there long enough, your stomach says it won't turn on. It'll say, well, it's already broken down. No need to turn me on. And you're going to absorb it right in. That's the whole ticket.
And SON formula.
And the SON formula, but you got to crush that up. You got to crush it up with the SON formula. But the big ticket is when you're on the fast, the ultimate coffee enema, the vaginal infusion. Let me tell you something, women. You've got a vagina, use it. Let me tell you that when you put nutritionals in the vagina canal, you absorb the nutrition 500%. This is true. 500% better than in the mouth. You can actually dissolve a tumor in your brain by doing a vaginal infusion. Are you listening to me? Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow night, we're all meeting back here for vaginal infusion. Okay? Yeah. And we're going to show you that at night. We're going to eat supper that way too.
Your brother is kind of confused right now.
I have something, I didn't go to the doctor, but I have something like anesthesia.
Yeah, but anytime you get surgery, it creates scar tissue. And so if the lymph is back before then, but the lymph is backed up.
Hey, talk louder. Don't be whispering.
She says she's got some sort of a lump.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, the lymph system dumps into the bowel. But how can it dump into the bowel when it's not working? So now you've backed your lymph up. You know what? You just start moving your bowels and you'll start draining your lymph. And then wherever the lump is, you're going to take a clapper and you're going to clap the lump. You know what I really love? You know what? When you go to the doctor, what do they say? If you've got a lump, don't touch it. Let it grow.
Yes.
What a moron. What a moron. Okay, but don't worry. We'll keep an eye on it because we've got somebody living behind your toilet. Isn't that what they say? But go home and we'll keep an eye on it for you. They're going to keep an eye on it. When it gets big enough, they're going to do surgery or they're going to radiate it or they're going to do chemo on you. Understand something. If you've got a lump or a bump, you clap it with your clapper. If you've got something that hurts in your body, you use your clapper. Okay? All right? And if you've got something hurting, you use your clapper. You might want to use that on your husband. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. It's a lot of
Because
fun.
I can go for memo yet. That's my heart surgery.
Yeah, no, but again,
Yeah.
you know, the decision is yours if you want to
Get
do
a
it or not, but you'll be
consultation.
able to deal with it.
Okay. If you get a consultation and you get a plan, would you like to have a strategy? Would you like to win?
Yes.
Or would you like to fumble around?
No.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Shalu's gonna teach you how to fly. Do you know what that means? She's
First
gonna
love yourself.
first love yourself. That's flying. Spreading your wings. No more being a turkey. Okay? Being an eagle. You can fly on your own. You leave everybody else behind. All of the people that don't know what to do or they don't want to do anything, just leave them down there going gobble, 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 gobble.
Come on up. Hot seat's yours.
How you doing?
How are you? I
Speak
have a
loud,
question.
girls. Speak loud.
My name is Magdalena. I have a question. My brother has two.
You have to go closer because it's not very loud. Or can you turn up the speaker?
There we go.
Okay.
My brother has two hernias.
He has two hernias.
And he got pain in the left leg.
Well, okay, first of all, let's go slowly. Your brother has two hernias. So basically, what happened is the peritoneal lining that holds his intestines in, okay, he was pooping in his pelvis. So he actually rotted out the lining. Okay? Did you get that? Nobody has a hernia unless you were full of manure and you rotted out the lining. That's how you get a hernia. You're rotting out. So that's why he's got two hernias. So now, does anybody know that 15 years ago, you could go and fix your hernia with pig or cat suture and then it would dissolve, and that, I say that's great. And then let's detoxify, and because the lining will come back. So the reason why they use mesh now, you know, you can go to the Shouldice Clinic, but if you try to go any other hospital here, they're going to try to put mesh in. Okay, the mesh costs $25, $3,000 to put it into you. The mesh now will create tumors, infection, and tons of scar tissue. So once the mesh is in, you can't get it out. It's like putting rebar in cement. So what happens is, now you're going to tear out right here at the edge of the mesh. Now this mesh, have you ever had a sliver? So now you've got a sliver. Does that bother you with a sliver? It infects, it inflames, right? That's a sliver. How would you like to have a sliver that's 3 inches by 3 inches or 6 inches by 6 inches? And then it's usually right down here in your lower groin or just above your lower groin. So guess what it's doing? It's infecting your ovaries, your prostate, your uterus, okay? And guess what? When they do the surgery to put the mesh in, you create actually 2 to 3 inch, what we call feeders, and they're called adhesions, and they wrap around your small and large intestine and they choke it off. How many women here have had a cesarean? After you have the cesarean, you feel like there's a pull here. Okay, you can't poop properly. Okay, you can't digest properly. Making love might be painful. Your vagina gets dry or stinky, and that's because the scar tissue, they went in with a knife and they cut right through your abdominal muscles, and surgery creates more scar tissue than anything else. And after you have surgery, if you don't go and get non-surgical, and we go in and open up the fibers to restore it. How many people know that, you know that ugly scar wherever it is on your body, that it will totally disappear when you get rid of the scar tissue that's underneath it? It will disappear. Or hit that scar. Well, guess what? That scar will go away when you get rid of the scar tissue deep within. And that's it. We can prove it. And you come one time and get Wolf non-surgical on any place you've ever had surgery, and guess what? You're going to go, this is a miracle. And it's not a miracle. They've been lying to you. Let's look at it really quickly. Okay, 1880, chiropractors, naturopaths, homeopaths. Okay, lots of indigenous medicine in Canada. Okay, let's look at now the Rockefellers come along, they sign a pact with the devil, some evil entity. Okay, understand something. Every story you know is BS, okay? Bill Gates did not invent the computer. He was handed the blueprints. Everybody falls for this garbage. That moron, he didn't invent anything, okay? Seriously, well, seriously, take a look, okay? Come on. Now, the reality is this. What happened is that they were actually able to, from 1910, okay, to actually 1925, they were able to destroy 110 to 120 universities and colleges. There was no homeopathics, no chiropractic, no naturopaths left. They actually have 99% of the population buying into taking petroleum products and calling them medicine. You actually go to a doctor and you have the nerve to call him a doctor, he's teaching you absolutely nothing. He comes after you with petroleum products, he comes after you with a knife, chemo, which is mustard gas, and then radiation. And everybody in here has experienced that. And they couldn't get away with this unless they had you self-loathing and not loving yourself. If you loved yourself, you would never do anything so low vibrational. There. Welcome to the history of the planet. Go ahead, love.
Yeah, and I was wondering, how can I start with him?
With him?
Yes.
Well, first of all, is he willing to even listen to you?
Yes. I told him to start the 6 days water fasting.
Well, I don't know. Before I would have had him do the 6-day water fasting, I would have got the cork out, wouldn't you? I would get his bowels moving and at least bring down the physical toxic load. Because guess what? If his bowels aren't moving, his liver's not going to be able to cleanse. The lymph system's not going to be able to dump into the colon. You might just blow him up. You might go home and just see SHIT splattered everywhere. No, but you want to first get the cork out. So does anybody know what we do? Before we do a 6-day advanced water fast, we will actually do 2 weeks of the Perfect Day diet. What if we just ate high vibrational foods for 2 weeks prior to doing the 6-day advanced water fast, taking the daily cleansing tea, taking the black gold, okay, and actually starting on the 6 different nutraceuticals that are high vibrational, so that by the time we get to the 6-day water fast, we get through a water fast doing this. I got this. Okay, no suffering, no pain, no crashing, just going, I'm gonna rock this. You can do the IGF on it, and I'm gonna tell you something, the IGF, you can do the SON formula if you want to crush it, make it into a powder. How many people know that SON is the highest amino acid absorption product in the world, and it's been that way for a quarter century? I do SON formula. Honey, do I do SON formula 3 times a day, 4?
Yeah.
I don't work out. I don't work out. All I do is do squats, crab stretch, some stretching. I don't work out. Look at this body. This thing is sexy. Let me tell you something. You start feeding yourself and nourishing yourself and loving yourself. I love this guy, okay? I don't even need to go out on a date anymore, okay? Well, except with my girl. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, you know what? Let's don't try to rip the door open. Let's put some WD-40 on the hinges. Okay? Yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Kathy, you want to come up? Well, probably not, but get up here.
Okay.
So anyways, Kathy and Shalou are what we would call, let me see, how do we say it? I want to say the deadly duo because they're not deadly, okay? But they'll bring you to life.
The dynamic.
Yeah,
Yes, dynamic.
they both have a cardio med bag, and they both have a Cellsonic, which are the 2 most powerful energy medicine devices in the world, and it's in this town. Why don't you 2 tell them what a cardio med bed is and a Cellsonic, and then I'll grade you.
I jumped in with both feet, everything, when I heard about these machines. So I'm so privileged to think that this is in my house. The Cellsonic has been in our house for over a month now, and using it lots on family and patients and whatnot. So I'm learning every day. 25,000 volts of energy just entering the body and revitalizing those cells that need awakening. I'm floored that I even have this, because I know Shalou has had hers for quite some time, And I thought, how am I going to make this happen? You know what? When you want something bad enough, you make it happen. And now, I'm getting off topic here, but now I know I'm taking my second round of courses, and I'm excited.
You're not off topic. This is your time.
Yeah. And now I'm excited because, well, I know that Charlie's not listening right now, but I'm probably going to head to Australia for my third round. I'm going to make that happen too. So I can learn more about all this energy medicine that's at my fingertips now, because I know I'm so blessed. And
where do you live? In Barrie too?
I'm in the northeast end.
What's the name of your business?
Advanced Healing and Health.
No, I mean, which city do you live
in? Barrie. I'm in Barrie here. So we're both in Barrie.
Mississauga? Only Magda?
Well, we're not that far away. We're not that far away, but I don't know of anybody else that has them. Yeah, but we welcome you anytime.
Why didn't you?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and it doesn't take long to, get the feel of it and know that we're helping so many people. I feel privileged and blessed knowing Dr. Wolf and my friend Shalou and her beautiful daughter Simran. I'm learning so much from everybody, even Nard.
No way! You couldn't be.
That's right.
No, it's just such a blessing. It's opened up a whole new world for me. Just, my goodness, I never imagined that this would be upon me, and then I happened upon this kind of thing late September. I sat right there and I heard this same presentation, and I jumped on it. I got my consultation, and then boom, 4 or 5 days later I was in class. I was just mind blown. I thought, whoa, this is such common sense. It's natural healing. I've never had a doctor talk to me this way before, because it's not just about why I was in the class, but it was, yeah, you can heal yourself. Everybody else was telling me, no, it's not reversible. You're stuck with this, and I was going to all kinds of professionals, and no one gave me that light until the class, and I was blown away. So that's basically my story.
What were your symptoms before you came to the consult?
Well, I had, if I talk about it, it's not going to manifest. So I know I've got it mastered now, but I had something called superficial peroneal nerve damage in my leg. I only had 17% capacity of nerve in this leg. And I was told, hey, if you don't fix that in 9 months, it's irreversible. You can't do anything more about that. It's awakening nerves like that. And when Dr. Darrell said, that's not true. That's not true. You can work on this and fix your diet. I'm down 38 pounds, so that's a big weight off the legs. But, and cleaning up my diet, I feel so much better. I think I'm looking better. But just the whole aura of the possibilities, and it's all up to me. It's all up to me. You cracked my coconut then, and it's still being cracked. It's constant reminders. It's repetition, 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 because there's so many things that, there's so much information. You can't grasp it all at once, and anything is possible.
Look at how you're talking, so comfortable and so intelligent, and just a couple of months ago, and now.
But.
See, but look at you own this.
I do, and I'm learning more and more. You just can't keep, you can't stop learning. It's constant, because you learn from each other, and watch who you hang around with, because anything is possible.
One is Samsonic and the other one
The
is
cardiac med bed.
That's what I want to talk about.
Yes. So the Samsonic is very intense pressure pulsing, and it's 25,000 volts coming through the love harmonic. Okay, it'll decalcify the mitochondria. So the mitochondria is supposed to spin 2,500 revolutions per second, but when it gets calcified, it's only maybe turning 300 to 500 times a second. And the Cellsonic will get it spinning back to the 2500. I had a lady come to me with a 2-inch hard fibroid mass in her left breast. We did the non-surgical. We did, between 400 to 600 pulses with the Cellsonic. She messaged me that night. It had shrunk by 80%. I didn't see her after that until Daryl came to town 5 or 6 weeks later. And I said to her, you never came back for the last 20. She goes, it cleared itself up. Because once you get the mitochondria cleaned up, the work continues to happen. The other thing is the cardiac med bed. And so with this bed, we literally strap you on, your pulse, your heart rate, your oxygen, it's all measured, and your heart's being monitored through this. And we strap the cuffs around your calves, your thighs, and your abdomen. And in between each heartbeat, so the heart will beat and the blood will get pushed out, then those flaps will constrict and push the blood back. So now you've got the blood going back and forth, and in 35 to 37 hours, you've got a whole new set of arteries. You don't need to go for heart surgery.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. And think about it, if you have great circulation, you have great health.
Exactly.
Poor circulation, poor health. It's all about circulation. So,
And these are what cardiologists have.
Yes, yes, yeah. These machines, actually, we're getting the refurbished machines that have been sitting in cardiologists' offices or in hospitals, just sitting in the back collecting dust.
They don't use it.
Because they're not allowed to use them. Because they got to go fill the prescription.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but what I wanted to share was something really funny that, Kathy, because she's dropped all this weight, was looking for clothes. And she goes to me, she goes, I went to the store I used to shop at, and all they have is granny clothes. And she goes, the store's changed. I said, the store hasn't changed, Kathy. You have. You no longer see yourself as a granny. I mean, I'm amazed at the change I have seen in her health, in her whole aura. It has changed since the October course, so congrats.
Thank you. It's been wonderful. I see changes in anybody that takes the course. Beautiful friend Anna, who took it as well. Who else was here? Magdalena, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody. It's a huge benefit to get in there and really dig deep within yourself, and then the light will go on. And you can't even explain it to anybody. And you go in and you hear things, and yes, the tears are flowing, and the aha moments. Oh my goodness, there's so many aha moments. But nothing that you've learned. Like a doctor simply means to teach. When you go in front of your doctor, what are they teaching you? Are they explaining the root cause of your ailment or why you're there? I've never had that before. They've explained to me what you can do, what else there is maybe that they can do for you, but they're not telling you the root cause of why you're there. So doctor means to teach, and that's what we're all in the process of doing.
So both of us have a home clinic, and if you want to reach out to Kathy, your business name and number.
So my business name is Advanced Healing and Health. My website is under production. It's going to be advancedhealing.ca. My email address is info@advancedhealing.ca. And my phone number is 705-715-8716. Hope to hear from you.
And my business is Lotus Life Health, and you can go to lotuslife.health to check out my new website, or you can call me at 705-828-2257, and we would love to, share your healing journey with you. So give us a call. Daryl, you coming to take it up?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Kathy.
Thank you, Sheila.
Yeah, so a week from this Monday, we'll be starting the course.
Yeah.
We've got 2 spots left in the Whole Life Coach, 4 in the Wolf Non-Surgical, and then about 4 in the Pelvic course, I think, right? So, think about it. Go to braveheartnation.com, check it out. And if you don't have time or this is not right for you, at least go into the library. It's all free. Okay? And go take a look at things, watch things, do things. You know, pretend that you love yourself, and then guess what? You will end up doing it, and then you won't even have to think about it, right?
Absolutely.
You're going to have to work hard at it at the beginning, okay? You're going to feel guilty when you start caring for yourself. You really will. You've been programmed to feel guilty. Trust me, okay? But get rid of that guilt, okay? Okay, everybody here, just know this. No matter what happened in your life, what you've done, what you think you are, it's a lie. You're all beautiful, okay? Just think, if you were in a different family, you wouldn't have been punished for this, but you would be punished for that. You have to understand something. Everybody's got different rules. My God, why don't you go check out the religions? They're all going, every one of them thinks they're going to heaven and the others not, but they're all different rules. Does anybody get this yet? Make up your own game. Make up your own game. Make up your own rules. Don't break the rules. Don't bend the rules. Get rid of them. Get rid of them all. Only one rule, unconditional love for myself, and I'll shine that light on my children and everybody else that I love, and I will hold the line for them until they see that they deserve unconditional love too. Okay? All right? Now, it's Joey, right? Joey, where do you live? Waterloo. Well, you're going to have to come back here, and the course starts a week from this Monday, and I want you to come back on the Wednesday. So the Wednesday coming, 1 week, you're going to come in with your beautiful wife, and then I'm going to show you that your condition is BS, okay? We're going to work on you for about a half an hour, and we're going to prove that this is wrong, okay? So what is your condition called again? Cervical dystonia. Listen, you've been disowned, dude. Okay? All he has is scar tissue and anxiety, and the scar tissue is wrapping around his nervous system. And understand, if we can get rid of his pain, he will stop quivering in his voice. And understand this, it's all about terrorism. Okay? Medical doctors are not smart if they've got dumb beliefs. Yes or no? Okay? My doctor knows so much. Yeah, but what's the use of it? Do you understand? My practitioners will come to me for 22 days and then open up a practice. They will do no harm. And they will get the people that everybody else couldn't help. The chiros, the naturopaths, they come to my people because, okay, well, we'll go to them. They're not certified by the government. We'll go and try it. They've got a money-back guarantee, honey. Oh, I like that. I'd take anything, even if I didn't want it for free. Okay, so the reality is this. We will prove to you, okay, that there's a practitioner in every one of you. Every one of you mothers, every one of you fathers should become your own practitioner for your family. Look at the pain and the suffering you would save. Yes? Well, doctors don't know you, and honey, let me tell you something. You need to get to know you too. And the only way you can get to know you is to love, honor, and respect and cherish yourself 100%. And that's it. You got to go deep, and it's not an understanding, it's an understanding. Joey, a week from this coming Wednesday, can you make it?
But I just want to say something. You know, I've been dealing with this for about 15 years now, and I would consider my body like a pop machine. That's all.
Like a what?
My body at the time was like a pop machine. It was just giving me pills and pills.
Yes, sir.
Try this. And it was all garbage. And I'm pretty sure that it made me a lot of work. But this is why we're here today. Is because everything that you say and everything that we watch, even on the computer, it makes sense. where a lot of doctors, they don't make sense. They just dictate what you're...
Joey, you need to be respected and you need to be honored. And when you come, I'm doing a full consultation. I'm going to do a full treatment on your neck, and I'm going to have you leave there going, I'm coming back. And you're going to, I promise you, and the only thing I ask you to do is when we're done, you'll come on live and people will know. They'll know. Is that a deal?
Deal.
Okay, all right. I want everybody to understand something. Dr. Wolf is just an average guy. I'm the same as everybody here. Okay? I couldn't take it anymore. All right? Most of the things I learned in my life weren't working. Okay? And guess what? Become a rebel. Okay? Stir it up. Hold the line. Love yourself. And know there's a genius in there. Okay? And love is not all you need. It's self-love is all you need to get you there. Thank you for coming tonight.